it's the butterfly ball. Actually, it's love is all, which really love is all you need. But if you're into that kinky stuff, well, that's down the street a ways. And define
Hey,
kinky. Yeah, what the
if
hell is
if
that? Hey,
if love
y'all.
is if
What?
love is all I need, what's the toilet paper for?
You got to love yourself enough to keep your ass clean.
Good. There. Yay.
Y'all are listening to the Dork Table, and this is Grammy Dork with my co-host, or actually the guy who came up with this in the first place. I just happened to have the connection.
Well,
Flasheroonie Dork or Flash Dork, but I prefer Flasheroonie Dork just because it's more
you
fun to say.
you like all those syllables.
Yes, I do. I'm a
Mm.
syllablic person. Is that a
Cur-
word? It is now.
Okay. All right. Let's start this. Here's Gramsy. Now this is the part where you tell everybody where we're at and what we're doing here and why and say hi to them all.
Here we go. Oh,
And I
oh,
stuffed my pipe full of something.
oh.
Take
Well,
it away, Gramsy.
just a minute. Let me copy and paste
Ooh,
over
she's
on
copying and pasting, and Vince is on her.
oh, hey there. Dingle
Wow.
dork. Hey, we have a dingle dork in the room.
No. Well,
How funny
who
is
the
that?
hell? I don't know.
Okay. I'm just sure I know you don't like Fakey Book, and I'm not real crazy about it either. It's really pissing me
Well,
off of late. But I am using it for now, and when it is no
mhm,
longer useful to me, then I will stop using it. Um,
okay.
so,
I can still have my one-sided opinion about it
okay.
because I
That's
think like
okay.
now here's my thinking, right? If I won't use it, I pity the fucker that will use it because I'm the guy that has no income and no future, and I just whatever do whatever I want and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So anyway,
So,
there
can
you
I say
go.
hey to everybody now?
Would you please?
Would I please?
I
Yes,
don't
sir.
know. How can I be contrary if I'm agreeing with you about everything?
Well,
Jeez
maybe
Louise.
that's a new kind of contrariness.
I
Being
don't know.
contrary by
Hey,
agreeing, and then that way nobody ever knows if you really do agree with them or not.
I'll
That
just
could be
yell at you
fun.
to go make a sandwich later in the show.
Make a
That'll
sam
that'll get the women going. Oh fuck yeah, that works every time.
make you a sandwich. Poof, you're a sandwich.
Uh, see,
Boom, boom,
but
boom.
but a guy saying it, two women in front of women now is the whole thing. The dynamics of it changed when I was home back in the States.
Ah, well, see, and I
Oh
would
yeah.
I would just look at you and go, It don't look like your legs are broke or your arms are broke. Go make it yourself."
Now
So,
stop. Let me interrupt you and do your business.
okay. Over here on that effing site, over on Freedom's Network, I see Grimner is over here. I see London. I see France. I sure to hell hope Grimmy's wearing pants.
Oh, I knew I forgot something. Hold on, I'll be right back.
I also see Bo Diddy is over here. Hey there, Bo. How you doing on this beautiful Saturday? Which it is a beautiful Saturday out here. The weather is supposed to be in the mid to upper 70s, but the wind is blowing just a wee bit, which it's western Kansas. That's the way they roll. Let me go. Who do I have? Okay. Wait a minute.
So
I
are
got to
we
see
on
what I got.
RLM again, or still, or
Still
what?
yet, yes, we are.
Wow.
Okay, over here on the RLM. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Look, oh wow, I'm gonna have to actually scroll all the names. There's so many of them. Okay, over here in the RLM, I see the missionary man right on top again. And you know what? I'm gonna mess with people and myself because
Mm.
sometimes I just have to do that. So,
Uh-oh.
Asmo's right on top. Now let's go down to the bottom, see who's down there. Hans Dietrich. But Hans, you need to be
Uh,
Hans Stork.
No, he doesn't.
Hansel? Aw, I want him to be Hansel Dork. That would be fun.
With the official leader hosen. Uh,
Hey, leader
there you
hosen.
go.
Yeah, the leaders
Uh,
are hosing us again. And that's why I just try and stay one step ahead, which usually works really well. Because last night, something about I said, fuck me running, which F-bomb, by the way. And Road Dog said, start running. And it's like, my best defense on any of that shit is when people see me run, they laugh so hard they fall over and I get away. So it works. Barman Dork is here.
Wow.
Listening in. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm bouncing all over the place. And looky there, I'm here, Grammy Dork, and back up the slide I go. I'm going up the slide backwards. Is there something wrong with that? Beth A. Dork is here, as well as Dingle Dork. Dingle Dork, who are you, hun? Hi there.
Hey, don't blow their game.
I'm not
Let's
gonna
have
blow
a
their.
little mystery here.
Well, okay.
Dingle. Yeah.
Mystery? I missed her.
Mystery.
But my aim
Yeah.
will get better next time. I also see
Yeah.
Grimdork is here, as well as Hans changed his name to Hanseldork. Yay! I also see Alias is here, as well as Moose Girl, Vinny Dork, and the lovely Kate. And looky there, Taco Dork is here as well. Is that on Taco Saturday? Taco Dork?
Go figure.
Who
knew? I don't know.
Chalcedony is here, as well as Sullivan. Or hey there, Walter. I actually got to listen to you today, and loved it. Usually I get you on the rewind, but today I got to listen live, so it was kind of fun. I also see Chloe is here, as well as Rob Dork, and looky there, Flash Dork. I wonder who that guy is. P. Bunyan is here, but you're
behind the man.
He's the voice behind the voice. Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Oh, yeah,
That sounds creepy.
Oh, Vinny knows who Dingle Dork is.
Ah.
Simon and Gar Dork.
Oh, I love the dorkiness. Let's see. Okay, IB Don C is here, as well as yeah, I said P. Bunyan, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Hey, P. Bunyan, you need to be a dork too. I'm a dork. You're a dork. He's a dork. She's a dork. Don't you want to be a dork too?
Now Mary's taking over and making rules.
I know,
See?
isn't it crazy?
See, popularity goes to your head, and then you start taking over and telling people what to do.
Popularity?
It's just the way it is. Well,
I was never popular in school, ever, ever, ever. I was always that person that everyone looked at and they went, oh, good Lord, here she comes. Now, I did have a few friends that would play along with me just because I was so weird, and it was weird, because they would hang with me, and then the upperclassmen would date them, and I was always just sitting there going, but I started it. And then I got to the point where it's like, fuck it. Okay, I got to finish this. IB Doncy Work is also still chimed in, and Java Doctor too. So, hey, there is the crew over here on the Real Liberty Media chat. Let's see, over here in the UCY, got to say hey to everybody. Dalnick is here, and Solvanor, and Jane Mick is here, and God knows who else is here, because if I scroll up, I'll lose myself. Oh, hey, Joe Friday, and Jules! And Shirley, you just, and yeah, okay, so a lot of those people are over here in the RLM chat as well. So, now that I'm done doing my bada bing, bada boom, take it away, Flasharoonie Head.
Wow. You were all excited there for a minute. It was like Christmas.
I know. See,
I've
Christmas for me is one of those things where I get more excited handing out the presents and watching everybody open. Because
I'm Jewish. I get the kick out of selling you the presents.
Son of a bitch, I shouldn't have taken a drink right when you said that.
Yeah, but, poor circle sometimes, because I'm real easy to shop for, because I know how things are made and how much things should cost if they're worth owning, and I can't afford those things, so I don't get shit.
Ah.
Drives. Yeah. See, I'm still using the damn computer equipment I brought from Scotland. I haven't broke down and bought anything new yet, but she
Hey,
got herself a new one. You
if
know?
it works, well,
Well, yeah, yeah. I'm Jewish or something. I think that what copper wire was invented by a couple of my uncles fighting over a penny or something.
it probably
Yeah,
was.
yeah. It's an old Jewish fable about Simon and Eric
Oh, I thought it
on
was
their.
Simon and
Uh,
Gardorf.
no, they were on their way to the grocery one day, and hey, they saw a penny on the ground. And next thing you know, we got copper wire, and we can talk on the internet.
Hey, that is cool.
Thank you guys. Hey, you ever wonder? Okay, if they stopped this public education system all fucking together, it just collapsed and nobody had to go through that shit anymore. No more school. Do you know how much better the shit we make would be?
Most of the shit we make would actually be useful shit. Isn't that cool?
Right.
Oh, I got
Well,
to say this. Moosey is out watching the kids play baseball. So, woo woo, Moosey, have fun. I hope the boys do well. Okay, now you can play
I
again. I won't
yeah.
interrupt you until the
I
next time.
no fuck. I thought playing was the reward of sports, but no, it's being the winner. Okay.
You
That
know,
when I think about it, I've seen some really exceptional things done with in sports during my life. I've watched baseball and football and basketball, and some of these people are just fucking incredibly talented, and there's nothing you can say that's bad about that. But what I see is exploiting their talents to make other people money, and what seems to me and you to be wealthy and is just high class slavery, performing like a trained chimpanzee.
yeah. Well, I
And
don't like the
that
demagoguery going on. It's like
wait, what's that mean? Who blah, blah, blah?
deifying these people. Oh, they're such heroes. Oh, they're so
Oh
wonderful.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Look, they
Demagogue.
made it on a Wheaties box. Woo!
Yeah.
Ami, ami, ami. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but see that's what we have. You can't fight what we have. You can change what we have, but fighting it makes it stronger.
Well, I'm not gonna.
It's a negative.
Yeah.
Well, maybe okay, maybe you're not now, but think of all the years you did when you were the one telling me, "Hey, maybe you just need an education and a Bible, son." Because
I don't think I ever said that.
no, but at one time that was the side of life that would embrace you more openly. Now you're a dork, and there's nothing left. Once you hit the dork table, that's the fuck. It's over. Give it up.
Yeah,
You
pretty
don't
much.
want if you wanted society to work the way you think it should work, you wouldn't be here. Okay? And if you thought you were going to change it, you'd be on Facebook right now changing something. But no, that's not what's going on.
No,
We're
I learned a long
no,
time ago that I can't. Changing the world
yeah,
is a very daunting and very presumptive, very egotistical kind of attitude to have. But
exactly.
if you can set an example that
Mm,
changes someone else's perspective of what's
mm.
going on, hey, bonus round.
I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can. I don't think I'm capable of doing it. But what I do have is the information that took me out of where other people are, and and although I'm not a slave to it, they own my paperwork. Can't travel without this fucking paperwork. There's no way around that shit unless you just be illegal, completely be a renegade. But I chose the more civilized path to get along with society than to be a complete outlaw, armed, and I'll kill you if you come near. I'm not. That's just too far out there for me. You know, that is the other choice. You realize that, right?
Yes. Thank you,
You
Hansel Dork.
you arm up and you just hope the law comes that you hear them first and you get them before they get you. Well, I don't want to live like that. And I was thinking about that because Moose says, well, leaving isn't for everybody. Well, no, it was for me because I couldn't take much more of North Carolina. When I look back at the disintegration, if I was still in North Carolina, I'd be looking to get out of there. So, no, I was just ahead of the curve. Luck took me out.
I think things happen for two people and four people at the appropriate time for them to take an action that they may not necessarily understand at the time, but looking back on, you can go, "Oh, I can see how that was supposed to
Yeah,
happen and how it played out quite well so far."
yeah, but you could justify murder with that. I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, well, the big plan in my life was for me to meet Circle and move to Denmark. And I don't know. Maybe that was just a fucking decision I made based on the information in front of me. The choices in front of me were this and this and this, and I chose Circle. And because of that, other things have taken place that are way out of my control, you know,
Well,
like
yeah.
her not wanting to live in the States.
Well, can
So
you
that
blame
kind of,
her?
well, of course I can blame her. I'm from there. I know how to survive the United States. I'm good at this. It's
Ah,
like a board game that I can play.
mm,
I have hmm, well, it's bragging, but I'm a gifted artist, and I've never been in a situation where I couldn't make a trade for survival based off artwork I would do.
yeah.
Show people a sample. This is what I am capable of doing. How big do you want it? Put it on a fucking wall if you like. And survived many years doing artwork and connecting people, like what Vince does with the radio, but in a more specific, group of people that were into the kind of art I was doing. Word of mouth,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. This
Ah.
friend knew that friend, and yeah. And then when I went to Scotland, all that information stayed behind me. I left it thinking I was going back.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well,
my computers, I had two computers and a hardbound phone book that traveled with me everywhere for many years. And we parted ways. And I took it as, well, maybe it's time to go forward. Quit living like that.
ah. Well, see.
Well,
That's
I mean,
good.
there are a lot of these guys on the internet, on the RLM. I read the stuff they write sometimes and just sit and read it. I don't say nothing back, but they seem family guys with kids and wives and houses and jobs and all the trappings that go along with freedom in the country I'm from. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be civilized to people and live indoors, this is the game you have to play. There you go. And my hat's off to them. I don't know how they do it. I could not live like that. Like you do, organized, and you have a structured job. And I would get work that I could do when I felt like fucking working.
Well, pretty much the structured job is the only structure I have besides my home.
I'm not criticizing it,
I know,
Mary,
I know,
but
I
I'm
know you're
saying,
not.
yeah, but I'm saying that type of lifestyle, I did that for a period of time. And then at a certain age, it was like getting hit in the head with a ball bat. It dawned on me, like, there is no future in working for anybody else unless you're willing to really lower your ethics standard and be a scumbag and a liar and a thief. You're going to always be broke. And I consider broke if I've got less than $1,000 at reach, I'm broke because you can't do anything. You can't go anywhere without money. You can't do, you got to do something.
Yeah, well, that I must be really broke then because I had a long stretch there where I had way less than $1,000.
Right,
I'm doing
right.
much better now, but yeah,
Okay,
I
but I
gotta
set
I gotta throw
myself.
this out there though because I'm looking at the chat and I saw this
Mhm.
thing. Rob Dork said that George Carlin and Bill Hicks are the only heroes he has, and I
Mhm.
agree with you. But I personally would add Robin Williams in there.
Well, he's only speaking for himself.
I
Come on,
know,
Mary. But
but
and
I agree
that's
with
what I
his
like.
I agree with
Yeah,
his choices,
yeah.
but I would also add Robin Williams in there just because I
See,
really do like Robin Williams.
so he's your favorite before them other two. See, that
And
that's how I hear that. No, I'm just saying that. See, that's how my little pea brain absorbs your input. Is, well, he likes these two best, and well, you like those guys, but I really like Robin Williams more than that. So what? That's the thing I've been trying to fucking battle my whole life. Is people think their opinions are so fucking important.
See, and
Who you like,
yeah,
what you like, gives a shit.
I don't necessarily like him more than that, and that's one of the. No, now let me explain this
Right,
because
right,
I
right,
had
right.
to explain this to my kids when they were little.
Mm.
Because my youngest daughter kept saying, "You like Brian better than you do me." And it's like, no, I
Oh,
don't. It's
oh,
different.
yeah, yeah, it is.
I like her the way she is. I like
Mm-hmm.
you the way you are. And if the two of you were to interchange, I would still like you for who you are. It's
Yeah.
There is no better.
That's you though. See, that's what I
Yeah,
mean is
but
you're
that's
thinking
my
about yourself.
mindset. Yeah.
Right. And I'm interpreting your explanation with the beatings I took to learn how to understand what people tell me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Not
okay.
everybody was treated kindly and brought up with please and thank you. Some people were, you know, told what to do, and you better fucking do it. There's consequences if you don't. And other people weren't.
Okay, Beth. Yeah, he did do the slap to the system, but he wasn't as in your face with that slap to the
Carlin?
system. No,
Car?
Robin Williams wasn't as
No. No.
in your
Uh,
face, and he was a truth
yeah,
teller. He was a truth
absolutely.
teller. If you need to really listen to what he's talking about.
He was more symbolic in words.
Yes,
He used
yes, he was
symbolism,
more of
word
the
symbolism.
yeah, he was more
Yeah.
of a parable
Innuendo.
kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of bring you to the like you can lead a horse to water. Well, he took you there, and if you didn't see what he was showing you, it wasn't his fault. He
Yeah,
took you to the right place. Yeah, I understand that.
yeah. And
But
a
what I was
lot of
getting at
his
more.
what I saw with a lot of his movies, and I
Uh,
have a brother that tells me Robin Williams sucks. Of course, he also hated Jonathan Winters, but um,
uh,
to me, of course, I this is me.
uh,
I A lot of his movies really resonated with me just because of the storyline to the movie. It may not have been a really good movie per
uh,
se, as in
yeah.
popular or made a lot of money or any of that other shit,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
but the
yeah.
story or
Yeah.
the lesson that I got from it. So a lot of the stuff that Robin did, it resonated really well with me. Now
Yeah.
with Carlin and Hicks, oh hell yeah. You know, there's an awful lot of people out there that what they're saying, I just go, oh, booyah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. No doubt. But maybe my thing is Robin's delivery fit better with me because I'm one of those people that, I can talk for 2 freaking hours and say next to nothing. And yet
Well,
some people go, damn, she knows what she's talking about. Really? You and me, we have to
it's
talk.
it's all a matter of what you put in your pipe.
That's true. That's true.
If the more you put in your pipe, the better the world looks to you. I'm very familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. An empty pipe, the world is kind of a half full pipe, the world is worth a smile. And at a full pipe, who gives a shit? Everybody's good.
Yeah. Or like
Mm-mm.
something I saw the other day, um,
But
if your glass, if you're looking at your glass and it's only half full, get a smaller glass.
why it's still going to be half full, it doesn't
No,
matter.
no, if you get a smaller
Oh,
glass and pour that into a smaller glass, then your glass is full. It's all about
uh,
perspective. I know, it's one of those
yeah,
things where you stop
perspective,
and
right.
think about it and you go, oh, holy shit, yeah. Okay, I get
And
that.
then these fucking politicians and these doctors got together and they figured out, hey, we can screw all these fucking idiots. We'll make up a whole medical division and we'll call it psychiatry, right? And then we'll get everybody and we'll tell them all they got a fucking problem. But if they take this pill, their problem will go away.
Well, see, that's why they're called therapists, because if you break that down, it's the
The
rapist. They are
rapist, yeah.
mind fuckers.
They're good at it too,
Yes, they are. By golly, they went to an awful lot of trainings. Joan Rivers, I like Joan Rivers as well.
huh? Mm.
Johnny
People.
Carson, I love Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson could get some
Uh,
zingers in there, and people, a lot of the comedians from oh Christ, Foster Brooks. There was an awful lot of comedians back in the day that
Hmm.
could say things and you would laugh and not really get the gist until
Okay.
later. And then you would go, oh
Oh.
shit. Wow. Yeah, Carol Burnett, she was another one. And Tim Conway. Oh my God. Nort. That slays me every time. I love that
Hmm.
video. Tim Conway on the Carol Burnett show. You
Yes.
know the video where he's talking about the Siamese twin elephants that were connected at the end of their trunks?
No.
And when one of them would
I know
sneeze,
who you're talking about,
oh,
but I don't not familiar with that particular skit.
oh God, it's hilarious. He's talking
I
about it, and one of them sneezed, and the other one went Nort.
I live a sheltered life.
I'll have to, yeah.
I try to be, protect myself from the evil that men do.
Oh,
TV, movies, and mixed alcohol.
ah. See, and I do occasionally like a little gin and tonic, but it's not. It's been a while. Wow, it's been almost a year since I've had one of those. Dang.
Well, you should get up and go make yourself one right now and drink it while you're on the show.
No, it's too early. And I got
It's
yard
never
work
too
to do
early.
when I get
It's too.
done.
Think of how much better pushing that mower is going to be when you're wobbly.
Well, see, Rob Dork, I don't think I really have a hero. I used
Hero.
to. I don't
Mm.
anymore. I look at everybody as, hey, you're doing what you excel at. Go for it.
What you excel at? What do you excel at?
What do I excel at?
Now at this point, what do you feel that you're best at? What was it? A personal question? I mean, I didn't mean like
No.
sex or anything.
The-
Like things that you do
wow.
daily that that don't require another person.
Things, that don't require, because see, mine
Yeah,
is,
things you do. What are you good at? What are you good at, lady? What's your purpose in this game? What are you doing here, huh? Huh? Huh?
my purpose in this game is helping people smile.
Yeah. What do you get out of it?
I get to smile too.
But you got the joke most of the time anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And I don't mind being the butt of the joke either, so.
okay, you see this shirt I'm wearing today? See this little logo?
Okay, you're going to have to stand up, sweetheart. Uh, Horenwelt?
Yeah, it means whore's world in German.
Oh, alrighty.
Something for something. Yeah, kind of sums it up. And the people that can read German smile when they see the shirt when I go out.
Okay. I sold a
It's
lot
a
of.
universal thing. Like, it's not like I'm breaking the news here. It's a whore's world, everybody. Wake up and smell the freaking something. Something's burning, and everybody knows something's burning, and nobody wants to be the first one to actually initiate putting this fucking fire out. So all we end up with is a lot of people that want to, with no physical way to show that we can do this. There's
See,
nothing to unify us yet. We're still struggling how to get together.
well, and see, I don't know that there will ever be a unifying theory, per se.
Well, I
Ever.
heard a good idea on the internet today. It was either an RLM or on a YouTube link. And if enough people storm a building and demand change, then that change will come. Argentina or Brazil.
Yeah. I share.
That's
Argentina tore down that Monsanto
There you
facility.
go.
The people
Well,
were tired of
okay.
it.
You fix here. I'll load up and you tell the story because I knew you know what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I touched on that a little bit last night um, on my show.
That might
Um,
be where I heard it because I don't. Might have been on the show, but I saw a link to it or something, and I don't know. I had to go out and do something, and blah 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 blah. And
yeah.
here we are today. But here we are today, but that inspired me to thinking. You know, you don't have to be a violent mob to have your voice heard. But what the system has trained everybody to do is police intervention first before anything happens. And
Yes.
that creates then that's what brings the violence is the police being there. That's why it happens that way.
Mhm.
Because if there weren't any cops, there'd be a whole lot less trouble. You know, it's not like, I'm not completely insane, but I mean, Altamont went fine, except for the guy that got killed and maybe the guy that the 40 Hells Angels kicked the shit out of, or, little problems like that. But there was no police there, no authority, one death.
Yeah.
And what was it, 200,000 people? And that's a lot of people to be assembled at one time with no state authority to rule over them.
Well, there was a situation a year ago or so in Kansas City where like 800,000, they figured 800,000 people came together. No violence, no crime occurred during
Yeah, I
that.
realize that. But that was for that celebration of a game. I was so disappointed in that because outside of nothing, they
Well,
had the
yeah, they were
no,
celebrating a
no
game, but it's
game.
still whether just because they got together because of one thing, that
Mhm.
the results of it where there was no violence, there was no crime, people just that mass of people came together and
Okay.
nothing, no crime occurred. It's like,
Right.
see, it can happen. It's not necessarily what brought them together. I don't think that's important. It's what happened as they were together. Nothing, which
Yeah.
was nothing, except people being together and having a massive feel good moment. That we need to do that more often.
Well, when my 3-year-old daughter, when I was back, and I had a child and I was watching and all that crap, would come to me and say, "Oh, I did that good, right, Dad?" And I'd go, "Well, yeah. What do you want? You know you did that good. Why are you asking me? Because I want you to tell me I did it good." And it took me a child to learn that lesson that other people require verbal affirmation for
Sometimes.
deeds that, yeah, it's a personality thing. It depends on the person. Some people don't give a shit. Some people care a lot. Some people don't care at all. But I wasn't even aware of it until I saw it in the kid. And that's how I learned to do what little I can do back now is Erica.
Little ones are wonderful teachers if you're willing to pay attention to them. Okay, that
Oh,
thing that
hell
you were
yeah.
asking about. It's
Yeah.
Argentine farmers dismantle Monsanto facility in
Yeah.
act of
There you go.
defiance and refuse to continue being poisoned. That was on naturalnews.com.
Right. But not, it's not like a lot of people are going to find out that happened.
Which is why when I saw the link, I shared it all over the place because it's like,
Right. Exactly.
you guys need
Exactly.
to see
See,
this shit. This is way cool.
yeah. That's what you need to tell them. Well, we all know each other a little bit, so it's hard to, be funny every week and ha 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 ha.
Hmm.
But then when something new comes up like this, I would say that we need to bring a little attention to it. And I'm just the voice. I don't do all the joining groups and shit. I'm just a voice talking to people that want to change. You know, you don't have to know what you want changed. You just got to know you want something different.
But see, that's what
Hmm.
having the desire
Hmm.
for change
Hmm.
is not necessarily a good thing if you don't have some kind of purpose in mind. Some kind of
Why?
end result in mind. Because just
Hmm.
saying, okay, I want to change shit,
Hmm.
that doesn't necessarily. It's like,
It's a tough topic. I know.
I know
Yeah.
it is, but
It's very
that's
personal, isn't it?
it's
How
like that
I
Hopi
would do it.
McChange bullshit that
Oh,
everybody voted
all right.
for so many years ago. We want change. Okay, just saying you want change don't mean shit. Because if you tell me you want change, I'll give you a quarter and a couple of pennies. There's some fucking change for you. Um, but
Have I ever insinuated I wanted anything changed?
No, but you know,
Okay. Yeah. Because I don't. I don't really care. If that's really what's pleasing you in your life and you're on this program listening to me and you banter about crap and you're for that system, then I wouldn't understand why you're listening. Wouldn't make any sense to me. So the people that are here, like Beth and Rob and Paul Bunyan and well, I can't I have to scroll back up to see, but I consider them all very aware people. They know what the fuck's going on. And everybody that talks about it differently and when you read it in the chat it looks one way, but on Saturday when I come to this do this little Dork Table thing with you, last week Vince helped me out, right?
mm-hmm.
Here, let me tell you a story. So Vince jumps into the show and he brings up this legalization detail about cannabis.
Uh-huh.
And Hal from Behind the Woodshed said he was on his show talking about. He caught the end of our show when you weren't here last week and heard Vince talking about the cannabis. And we need to address that. We need to get Vince back on here talking about that again. And maybe there's help to be gotten by knowing this, but I'm not legal, you know. That's how. But
Yeah.
having the knowledge, well, right. But see, having the basic knowledge is enough, you know, for some of us. Like, you know, Hal thinks I'm a cricket because I don't participate. But I think that participating is exactly the opposite of what I want. I don't want to participate. So this is the best I can do to help you bail out of your mess, whatever your mess is. If you understand the mess you're in, it can help make it at least a little bit more tolerable until you figure out how to deal with it better.
Well, if you understand the mess you're in, then you can also start looking for ways to get out of that mess. Because if you don't understand that you're in a mess in the first place,
Right.
you're
right.
not even going to be
Exactly.
open
Yeah.
to.
To the
And
new stuff.
Vinny
Yeah.
Dork needs to change his drawers, which, honey, I suggest you put the sock drawer on the top. Just
Oh,
saying. And
yeah.
yes, Rob Dork has an awesome, yeah, he said it all right there. The cure is we need more cowbell.
There's too much blood in Rob's THC system.
Oh,
Nope. Sure don't.
but I do think we need more cowbell.
I don't know. I don't even know need. I know want, but I'm not real familiar with need. I think I
You,
could write a handbook on how to be a selfish prick. You know, I do know the things that are necessary to accomplish that goal. And it's not really attractive anymore. But I
uh,
do know it. I know how to do it.
Good morning,
Wow.
Cowboy Tack. I see you, sweetie. Hansel Dork shared some
Hmm.
important information about.
Again.
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Because
man, I
Hansel
hate it
Dork
when he
just
does that.
he's just always sharing it. Once
Oh,
you
man.
okay, Rob Dork said once you come to the realization that the state is a fictitious fairy tale designed to cultivate the belief and authority of a few asshole wannabe rulers and rulers they make the rulers they make become irrelevant, which is true.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only
It's
ruler
the
I
game.
have any use for is the wooden kind with the metal edge, because you know if you need to cut a piece of paper and you don't have any scissors handy, you just hold that ruler down and just and it cuts
Yeah.
that piece of paper.
Straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheaters. But
Ay.
see, I mean, it's so impossible to live outside of this. It's a prison. It's just a prison. And they've got you all convinced that you need this and you need that. And if you look around your house, if you don't see people, you know, trying to invade your house from the outside in, what are you afraid of? Oh, those terrorists are gonna, no, they're not gonna do anything. They never have done anything. We started all that. We being the civilized fuckers that went over because they had oil they wanted, because it was something they could make money off of for a long time. Instead of going with the hemp that was working that would eventually would have produced a society that was just unbelievable. We get this shit.
Yeah. Ain't it great?
Inoculating fucking children with known poisons. I mean, any high school student can go to a fucking library and get a book and go get the ingredients in the inoculation and find a poison in it. And that's okay to do that to people. It's against the law to fight them doing it to you now.
Yeah, there's some
Um,
places that are trying to do that. That's why, and bless his heart, I absolutely love Hal, and he really does know his shit when it comes to the legalese stuff. I got to
yeah.
give
Oh,
him
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's the more and more I see of all of this tangled web they weave with the
Mhm.
legalese bullshit, the more I think the only person that is actually going to, because they are writing the rules to the game. And yes, Hal knows how to maneuver those rules, but for those of us that don't know how to maneuver those rules or have no inclination to maneuver those rules, to me it's like, you guys are just writing rules just for the shit of it. Cut it out. I'm sick of that crap. I'm not going to pay attention to your shit anymore. I will do what I deem necessary in a manner so that I do not fuck with a bunch of people. You know, no victim, no crime kind of thing. And try
But
and
you have to think of this. This has to be a forethought in your own mind. Nobody comes to you and makes you think, I have to get along in the society that I see fucking up all around me.
no, nobody
I,
comes. That's
you
just
know
the
what I
way I
mean?
am.
Right, but see, it's a self decision, and most people that have interacted with me, my family, and so on, they've come to the decision that I'm outside the box and I'm gone. There's no helping me. They want to help me by bringing me into the very thing I'm against.
Yeah.
And they're not willing to listen to the deceptions they were told to give them the illusion of supporting this mess that they think they want to have, because it's all they've ever been taught. They don't know any different. It's like being right-handed or left-handed. You learned it young, and that's what you are. And to change that has to come from the person doing it, not from somebody outside telling them something. That's not going to ever be enough.
Oh yeah, I found that out early on cuz um I'm a lefty. And
Mm-hmm.
actually in our family there's 10 kids. My dad was
Yeah.
ambidextrous. And there's 10 kids
Ah,
and half of us are left-handed.
wow. It's
And
usually like 15%.
yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
one of my brothers can write equally well, or as he puts
Wow.
it, equally bad with either hand. But he's one of those people that he wrote me a letter not too long ago. And he doesn't write letters very often. Usually he just sends an email or something. But he actually wrote me a letter, and I had to hold it up to the mirror to read it. And it was in cursive. So a
Wow.
full
That's
page
clever.
letter.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's just the way his
Clever.
mind works, which is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. But you know, growing up and going to Catholic school, um,
Oh no.
the nuns used
Mm-hmm.
to tie our left hand down and try and force us to use our right hand,
Mm-hmm.
which for a while there, you know, and I just haven't practiced. That's the main thing. But for a while there, I could write with both my left or my right hand.
Hmm.
So, you know, I just haven't worked with it. I'm sure I could. And I do, there's a lot of things that, you know, pretty much writing is the only thing that I really do predominantly left hand. Everything else, it doesn't make a difference. I use left or right equally. So, why that is a big thing, but
I don't know. It
um,
made it made a difference to you.
well, yeah, it did. But I guess you said something about you grew up either left or right-handed, and that's what triggered it. Because yeah, the
Hmm.
penguin suit brigade tried to change my left-handedness and my
You know,
brother's
my
left-handedness.
dad did change my left-handedness and made me a right-hander. He bragged about it for a long time afterward too. Stop
Wow.
him from being one of those damn left-handers. Blah, blah. Yeah, fucking wonderful, man. I wonder what kind of artwork I'd have been able to do if I would have done the other hand instead of the one I use.
Well, maybe you need to just start
Yeah.
practicing a little.
No, at this point in time, are you kidding? Nah, I'm done. Why do you?
Why not?
Now you sound like because I'm tired. Fuck, I'm 56 years old. Why do I want? I want to try new things that I didn't do in the first. Not old. Continue to do things I already did.
Yeah, but you quit doing the left-handed thing, so that's doing a new thing
Oh,
now.
that no, that would be like learning Danish. No, not interested. I don't have enough interest to do it to want to do it.
Ah.
Yeah, it's just not something that it's hard to explain. I'm very impulsive. I either boing or nothing. Kind of like sex, only different.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I didn't think you were listening. Okay.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
was. Yeah, I was, but I was also reading something about Rob Dork is will be powerful and rich.
Yeah, Hans gave him the all the wealth he can live with or some bullshit. Hans is just Hans. Don't worry about it.
Oh no,
It'll
I
pass.
love Hansel Dork. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, I
I
do.
think I think he plays us like a bad violin, but that's my opinion.
Well, he plays you like a bad violin because you let him.
Well, I'm saying with his opinions that he writes, he believes in. I'm just like he's joking. See, he's playing us. He doesn't really believe that. He just wants to be funny, so that's the way he's funny. Because that makes me crack up when I think about that shit. Wow.
Oh, seeing.
Police in the state and all that crap, and these people with immigration and birthrights and colors and get the fuck off me, you know? Uh,
Oh goodness.
Besides, according to what I understand about, other cultures, even my own culture, whatever the fuck that really is, they tend to want to be amongst their own, you know?
Well,
Water
that
seeks
is
its
a
own level.
comfort zone thing. It's
Not for me because I don't. I'm so
yeah.
mixed. There's no.
No,
Uh,
everybody defines their comfort zone differently, but I think you're in your comfort zone right now.
yeah, in an uncomfortable state, but I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm not bothered by the uncomfortable state that I'm living in. It's interesting, but it's not comfort, and it's not like that feeling of being home and you know a lot of people and everybody says hey when you come in and all that horse shit. You get used to being treated a certain way by certain people, bartenders and store clerks and whatnot, and then uh, when you live how I'm living, where I'm making no effort to learn the native language, it's a little not uncomfortable, but it's different. You never know what the fuck's going to happen out there. It's my way of living on the edge without physically doing anything to bring it on. Like the Horrors World T-shirt in German. You know
Ah.
that it's not a nice thing to say, but it's true. Everybody knows it.
Well,
I could I could
everybody
probably wear
pimps
it.
themselves out. They just
Yeah,
don't
and I
call it
could
that.
wear a T-shirt that says "and the money's not real," and these damn Danish kids understand what I'm talking about when I joke it. I know a few cashiers, or I'll get cigarettes and whatnot, and they all know. They know what we know, and they're fucking Danes. So go figure. It's not a secret, people. It's the society that you live in that is either smothering you or controlling you. And if you don't feel that smothered and controlled, then we're just knowing the knowledge. And that's the goal for me, was to know it's there and deal with it, but not be afraid all the time or what the fuck do you call it? Paranoid, or yeah, live in I'm going to go to jail for this or that. Mm. No, so you got to, well, I had to do that. I had to just stop being um, like, you bring this shit onto yourself because you feel they're watching you, so they want you because you look like it. You know, you're doing exactly what they want to identify you as a problem, so you're a problem. And in my, life, I learned how to get beyond that and not draw that problem thing, but still have the freedom to look like a complete bozo if I want to.
Well, there's part of
Mm.
me that says that we all are free to look like whatever we want to look like, and yet, in our own little personal space or whatever, but when you have to interact with the rest of the world, that's when things get
Mm.
fucked up.
Well,
Because you can
yeah,
have the
yeah,
best
yeah,
intentions of the world,
yeah,
but then,
yeah.
some other asshole may not have the best intentions, and you may just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and there goes your good intentions because some asshole's bad intentions just overrode them. So, how do
Mm.
you deal with that shit?
Right. It's that it goes to that subjective. This is how I perceive this situation. And I'm not one to think that this joint illusion that we all look at the problem and we end it the same way. No, that that structure of words together makes you think of this and makes somebody else think of something else. And uh, it's the premise behind the Dork Table in the first place is we all kind of agree on a lot of shit, but if we were all at the same place at the same time, even looking on us as a group would be like, where did these people meet? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
there's a certain, like, if you see a marine ball, everybody looks marine ballish.
Uh huh.
You know, if you go to,
I just had an image.
well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever group you're a part, well, this group that seem to be having happen no matter what we say about it, it's a bunch of individual people that really don't want to be, hey, I'm in a group. No, it's the ones that go, well, I want to see what your group's going to do. We're like spectating at our own group. It's hysterical. I didn't believe this actually worked to this level
It's
because you guys known each other for a long time, So to spend your Saturday with me and Mary and Grim and Becky Haynes, we've had some fun. Last week it was Vince, and who knows? One
yeah.
time I tried to do it by myself. Yeah, yeah, it's insane, and I really would like to get Rob Works to come on here, or Hansel Dork. Hansel Dork would be a great guy to interview about the, where we went wrong with society, how the people fucked it all up so badly that it doesn't work. And it's all the people's fault because, well, we're a bunch of dumbasses. And if we only did it the right way, well, there you go. It would not be like it is.
Yeah, but doing it the right way, there is no one size fits all. That's the other thing that.
I disagree with you. May I take a moment to defend my stand?
Oh, go right ahead. I try to think
Okay.
that, and then I
I
have
will.
someone named Flash Dork that tells me Grammy's trying to tell everybody how to do things. So, go right ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I'm going to tell you how to do things, right?
Okay.
See, like, say between me and you, right? We have a short couple years relationship, electronic relationship, where we
Mhm.
know each other, and the stuff that we know about each other is true,
Yeah.
not made up, not fantasy, not somebody said. It's actual things we both seen and heard with our own senses.
Yes.
And okay, now that is the requirement of truth. People need to feel it somehow. Somehow, with their senses, they need to be connected to what they're told is the truth. Whether what they're told is the truth or is not the truth doesn't matter. It's that they believe it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I came from. I believed until I was a certain age. If I didn't do that, Psycho Dad was going to, do whatever he did. And then after I became a certain age and said, no, I don't think so, sport, things changed a little bit, but it took what it took for me to get wherever I was going in life. And so I say, I'm not here trying to teach you anything, sell you anything, get you to join a fucking church or a group. I don't give a fuck about that. What I care about is if you understand how the system that we live in is, how it's designed, you will understand that the game is garbage and needs to be completely disassembled. It's horrible. It's not good for anybody.
No, no, it isn't. See, and
It,
I like to think that maybe we all need to just play our own game and play it like Calvin Ball. Just make up our own rules
mm,
and everybody just learn to play nice together. But,
mm,
that's there is the rub is everybody learning to play nice together. You're going to have conflict with the way mentalities
right.
are at this
Yeah,
point in humanity. There is
yeah.
going to be conflict. We just need to figure out a better way to handle conflict without getting violent and pile driving each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, I say things that irritate you, obviously. I mean, I'm not the most sensitive, guy on the. Well, yeah. I just kind of blurt shit out sometimes and don't really give it a lot of consideration about how it's going to be heard. Because I mean it one way, but then again, you got inflection and you have this and you have history of words to the listener, and this word brings up that, and then they remember a smell and they're sitting in their grandma's kitchen while she's baking them cookies
In
and
other
shit
words,
like that.
99 other things that you have absolutely no control over that go into
Yeah,
the understanding of what you just said.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And we're not taught that there's different levels of what reactions we have to words and how they're presented to us. There's more to it than we've ever been taught. It's not common knowledge. Let's just say that. This would get you asked to be quiet if you're at a dinner party. Change the subject, start talking about Trump or something.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, me and my wavelengths. I believe there are not but naked to invisible to the naked eye things in life that actually operate everything, and they need to be fueled by other things, and the things that we are fueling them with are garbage. So it makes a wasteful life. And Larry Woods has a great way of explaining this in layman's terms, and that makes sense to him because he made sense to me, and I don't know if I'll make sense to anybody else, but I get it enough to I'm satisfied. See, you know.
See, and that's one of the wonderful things about Fakey for me is because
Mm,
I can follow Larry on Fakey and see a lot
mm,
of the stuff that he's sharing and learn all
mm.
kinds of amazing things. And it's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah. Well, we had a. I think it was Larry. I might be quoting the wrong guy here. I'm in trouble for it, but I don't know. Anyway, I think it was Larry that said he came from education and felt at the time when he was educated, I know and this and that, and I'm better because, and some something happened, and he said, "Wow." Then I realized, no, I didn't know it. I didn't know the things. I just knew what they were telling me, and
Yeah.
I found my own way. Well, that's how I interpreted his story. Was he found his own path by listening, not he followed somebody else by listening. And I appreciate that. That's what I think I did. Whether I ran away from America or not, but I mean, I saved myself 5 years of unpleasant living because I dared to change the way things were going.
Well, sometimes you have to do that because
Mm.
I'd had a little
Right.
conversation with someone a couple years ago, and they had said something about, they were not feeling well and they were really run down, but they had to continue helping, had to continue doing this, had to continue doing that. And I said, you can't continue doing that shit if you let yourself go to hell. If you kill yourself
Yeah.
continuing to do this because it needs to be done, then once you kill yourself, you're not going to be there to do that anymore. You need to take care of you first. You need to make sure that you stay healthy in order to do what you feel you need to do. But
Mm.
that should be your top priority. And I've had people tell me that's very selfish. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to be a little
Wow.
selfish. Sometimes you just have to take care of yourself so that you are able to take care of others.
Then who will run your bath if you're taking care of yourself? What are you talking about?
I know. God. Oh, hey, maybe I'll run my own bath. Damn.
Right. Well, come on. You know, there's wealth out there.
Yeah. There is, and
And
there's
it's
there
all an
are
illusion.
broken clocks everywhere, and I have
Right.
a tendency to find the right time on an awful lot of broken clocks in my perspective. So, works for
Right,
me.
but the whole thing is just it's a joint group illusion. And it just people go along with shit just because other people go along with it. They don't even know what they're going along with. They just go.
I have noticed that. I have noticed that. And
Mm.
I actually noticed that at an early age. That was one of those things that um I'd said earlier I was not popular in high school, which I really wasn't. I mean, everybody
Oh,
knew who I was.
oh,
Um,
you were the girl. Were you the girl with the, reputation?
no, I was the weird one that wasn't
You
afraid to
still
dress.
are. I mean,
Well, yeah,
it's
but
not like you changed.
no, I haven't changed. Not really. My
Uh,
my base being really hasn't changed.
uh,
But I was the one that, you grow up in a poor family and you learn how to be creative with minimal supplies at your
yeah,
fingertips, so to
yeah,
speak.
yeah.
And so I was really good at finding things that I could afford to put together and come up with unusual combinations. And it was really crazy that one of the things in my senior yearbook, someone wrote, which surprised hell out of me because, my senior year, we got our yearbooks early so that we could go pass them around and whatever, get signatures. And someone that I thought would just go, oh, have a great life, yada, 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 blah, blah, actually wrote in there, um, you are so awesome at setting trends. And I went, what? I read it and I looked at him and I went, what are you talking about? And they said, you don't realize the way you would dress, which poor person being creative,
Hmm.
um, within a month, other people were copying how you dressed. No, I didn't notice it because I was busy just trying to get through
Don't
frickin' high
care. Yeah,
school, and
wasn't an
and
idea.
I was dressing for me. I wasn't dressing for everyone else. I was dressing for comfort and what I thought looked cool. So it was one of those things, and I just didn't realize until someone else put it in my yearbook that I was a trendsetter. And it's like, holy shit. Wow, I had power and had no idea I was wielding it.
I got I got a holy shit T-shirt too.
You do?
Yeah.
Does it have holes all over it?
No,
Well, then how can it be a holy shit t-shirt? Does
it's
it have
because
shit on it?
because it says holy shit. It's got a
Oh.
big turk on it.
Oh. So are there people going, yum, yum, yummy to it?
No, not when I
Oh.
walk up to them anyway. Maybe after I go by, but
Oh, okay.
as I enter, I've never seen anybody bow to it yet. Yeah, I'll keep my eye out for that one though. I'm your slave master. You will do as I instruct you to fucking do.
Oh. Why in the heck is it saying Grammy's Rocket Chair is live? Grammy's Rocket Chair is not live. Grammy, you and I need to get together and we need to do a dork table
Oh no
thing
no
on.
no! Because remember when that was when we started because you aired it under that. So unless it's been
Oh,
changed, yeah, we
uh,
never. Yeah,
well, I
so
changed.
it would be. Well, it says there's people listening too.
Well,
Good
yeah, I
Lord!
know. It's scary, ain't it?
Don't any of you people have jobs? What are you doing? What are you doing here now? Go to work. Damn it! You have a bank. You got a bank guy that needs a sandwich. What are you doing playing on the internet? What kind of slaves are you? Boy, I sure wouldn't want to claim them.
Oh,
They're
well.
not working on Saturday for crying out loud.
Holy shit.
I'm telling you, huh? Yeah.
I
But
know.
just, just, just the idea of, I tried to interject it at a previous time about. I said, it's like if Cirque had made me a big loaf of bread, and you come over to the house and I'm sitting there eating the bread, and you're looking at me eating the bread, and it's obvious at some point, hey, maybe this guy wants a slice of bread. Well, the toilet's kind of dirty. Why don't you go clean my bathroom and come out and I'll give you some bread? And that is a job. That's how jobs, that's what's left. It's not like you're going to go get treated good when you work for somebody else. It's over. There's nothing left, right? So, so I put myself in the spot of I'm an employer, and my payment to you is going to be bread, and you're going to go clean my bathroom so you can eat. Duh.
No,
Wow.
no, I am not going to
No?
go clean up your bathroom. I'll just knock you out and steal your bread. But I'll be
Well,
sure to sit you on the toilet so you don't make a mess in the living room when the bread finally goes through.
but see, but you've known me long enough to know that's nothing more than ridiculous satire, crazy nonsense. I'm just talking out my ass. I would never treat a person like that.
What?
Now, I know it goes against the way I appear, but yeah, I I've known the same accordion. Two guys play accordion down at the store where I do my trading, because I like to go there and do my little encounters with the Danish people. And there's two different guys that play accordion for money, and I know both of them. And the young guy was, I don't know what country he's from, but the other one's Romanian, and this younger guy speaks a little bit of English, and he's always friendly when I see him, shakes my hand. I give him a smoke, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I come back by, he offers me a cigarette for the walk home. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's like things used to be in my life once when I was younger, and I got it all back.
Yay. Okay,
Go fit.
yeah, it's kind of nice to be. That's kind of where I'm at right now, as I'm getting back to who I was when I was way younger, and I'm
Hmm.
really enjoying it. And my grandkids helped me on that path. My granddaughter helped me a lot, just from being around her and watching her discover the world. It was so amazing, and it started getting me back in touch with that when I was discovering the world. And that's what I'm doing right now
Hmm.
I'm rediscovering is what I'm doing basically.
Uh, hey, Hans Dork has got a he's got a message for you there,
Yeah, I
Mary.
see a real warrior.
Wow.
Shit.
No, way down past that. Keep going.
Okay.
He's
Um
come back since.
oh,
I,
dominate Flash and make him pay up. Oh yeah.
see,
One other thing I wanted to
there's
say though, because P. Bunyan had said something about if you
mm,
sacrifice, if the outcome of your help for another is actually a negative for you, turns into a positive for the greater good in the end, is that helping you or them or both? And I'm thinking that is not helping anybody.
hmm, yeah, negative doesn't make blah blah blah. It's some kind of math equation anyway.
Well, and
You
to
can't
me,
you can't.
the way I see that is, if you give your all to the point where you're no longer here to give any
Yeah,
for a supposed greater good, how is that a greater good if it takes you out of the equation completely? How is that a greater good?
I don't know. I
So,
can't answer your brainiac questions. I'm a simple man.
well, and see that I think that's what I maybe that's what I'm supposed to do here is I'm supposed to look at those things and go, I don't get it. How is that a greater good? I don't see a
I
greater good in that.
see
And
that's
make
that.
people explain
Okay,
to me.
that's that joint illusion that I'm always harping on you about, and that's why I'm so convinced that if the basic foundation of all your dealings with other people were based on true, not false, there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying because me and you are so deceitful. What I'm saying is that the game is so deceitful, and the people that support it and play it they're deceitful as well. And bringing me into that, so I can be, if I wanted to play, I'd want to make money off it, be successful at it, and you got to sell your soul to do it. That's what I think. I don't feel right about telling people things like the money's real. It's nonsense. Or you need a driver's license to drive a car. Yeah.
Yeah.
These things, they're necessary because it's a joined illusion based on lies. So there we go back to the beginning again. I know it took you all the way around the fucking block to tell you this one more time. Tell the fucking truth about everything does not mean you, it means all of us. And
Yeah.
that's what, there you go. It would just shift the whole fuck. If we weren't living on, oh, oil's kind of bad for us. No, oil is the worst fucking thing. Hemp is the best thing available. Use the best thing available. Instead of all this competition, if they just go, okay, this is what we need to do to save everybody. But no, they got us all conned with, oh, terrorism and bombs. No, these are excuses to sell bombs to make money. It's a it's a joke.
It is.
I don't. Well, maybe okay. It's a joke to me and you, and not a ha ha joke. It's a. Hmm,
It's
how do
it's
you?
one of those cruel pie in the face, like Lucy and
Mm,
Charlie Brown kind of jokes where
yeah.
I promise I won't I'll hold the football right here, I promise. One of those kind of.
Well, okay, and I'm disappointed in my people because when I was growing up, the Vietnam War was full blown, and relatives went and people I knew went and all that kind of horseshit. So I had a stake in it. You know, I
Mhm.
was involved in win or lose, and you know people I knew were involved in it, and so on and so forth. Well, that taught me to look back and see, okay, what is all this stuff really about? And my own understanding of it, even at a young age, is people were making money.
Yeah.
Okay, money and control over their population to get the people that live within these boundaries to do what they're told. And that kind of formed where I'm at now. I've developed that mentality over 50 odd years. But wow, it's just so obvious to me that you can't believe anything they tell you. And here we are today, and there's people trying to go to court to fight these inoculations that were stored in poison to
Yeah.
preserve them. They were preserved in a fucking known poison and administered to a human being, and that's okay with people. That they think is for their fucking own good. This is the state we're in.
Yeah.
Okay, just like when we were kids, they feed us crap at school that we are expected to believe. And if you don't believe what we tell you, then you're not welcome here. You got to go away somewhere else because we don't tolerate that shit. It's called free thinking.
Yeah.
Well, they call it not being disciplined, but I called it free thinking. And I'm still to this day doubting whatever the fuck the system is telling me. I don't believe it. Not that people didn't die and then not that there wasn't shootings, but that how that happened is not the truth. What you told me is way different than who was behind it is probably you behind it. And if you go back in history far enough, you can prove it now.
Yeah, but sometimes even proving it really
Mm.
doesn't do anything.
Well, I realize it doesn't do anything because there's too many millions of people that are in it, that want it. They love it. They want the Muslims to be their enemy. They live to scream and shout, fucking kill all the towelheads and fuck Nazis and fuck Jews and niggers and pansies and wham, 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 wham. And all that stuff was designed so that we will be so busy doing this shit about this other crap that doesn't matter that the bankers can pretend that there's money. And it escalates downward from that, to go get a job. I've heard people say it on the radio lately. Well, go get a job. Well, doing what? And for who?
Well, and
It's not 1965 anymore, dear. Things have changed.
oh, I
So
know
if
that, but
if if
I
if
was
a person's best advice to somebody that's struggling in life is go get a job, then they don't know anything. or at least if they know it at that moment when they utter those fucking words, go get a job to fix your problems, they've lost complete control of what they did know, and
See,
they're
and
just being emotional.
I think maybe getting a job has become a very ugly thing, and it didn't necessarily used to be.
Well,
Maybe, I don't know.
right. But what made it bad was when Nixon took us off the gold standard in the United States. That
S-
decision escalated the ability that the Federal Reserve had to print money. Okay, so it made inflation. They started printing money like it was a fucking cool thing to do, and it's gotten to the point it is now. It started way before that, but that escalated things to where they are. So, in everybody's, trying to make George Soros worth $80 billion. Well, there's like 7 billion people that don't have enough. And this prick is sitting on $80 billion.
in paper.
Well, whatever it's in, it's not the fucking point. It's the
Yeah,
mentality behind it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
are raised and taught and prodded and pitted against each other to accomplish these unaccomplishable shit things that aren't good for people. But that's what we're going to do, and that's what we know.
Later, Hansel. He's got to go do
He's
something.
Yeah, he's got to go pay his electric bill. Hey, that reminds me, if I don't skin the neighbor's cat, me and Cirque won't have enough money to pay the cable bill this month.
Oh man. Now see, there's
Yeah,
a
but see, I'm out of
job.
balance. Yeah, I'll save the money from the grocery store for the cable bill by getting the cat.
There you go.
Get
That's
a real
right,
job.
Grimmy. See, and I was
Mm,
thinking of that. Get a haircut and get a real job.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I did all that shit. I I had I had my kicks. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was where to be successful at it, to move up in the world and have shit, and I wasn't willing to do it. So I guess I pushed out in the long run. I wasn't a bad enough guy to just no.
See, and that kind of that's where I was going with the job thing, because
Hmm.
a lot of times I'll post like in the shout box or whatever that, hey, I'm gonna go out and play in the yard,
Mm.
which basically means I'm gonna go pull weeds, I'm gonna go mow, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it's a job, it's a chore, it's something that
Hmm.
needs to be done, it's
Needs
something
it's
that it
maintenance.
requires physical effort,
Yeah,
all that fun stuff.
yeah,
But it
and it's good for
depends,
you too.
yeah. Well, and it depends on people's attitudes. And I think there was an attitude shift or a mind shift
Mm.
somewhere. And I don't know where it happened. It could have been hundreds of years ago. But somehow or another, job became something bad. And it's not necessarily, it's the way you look at it. I go to work Monday through Friday.
Hmm.
And there are parts of what I do that I really don't care for, and if it's something that goes against my grain, I
Mm.
voice my opinion, and my boss has learned that I'm going to voice my opinion, and he actually told me not too long ago that he respects the fact that I'm not afraid to just tell him, "Hey,
Yeah.
that's bullshit." So,
Mm.
he doesn't necessarily like it, but he respects the fact that I'm not afraid to tell him that. And my coworkers are constantly going, I can't believe you just said that to him. Well, why not? It needed to be said, so I said it. But to me, it's not really a job as everybody looks at,
Yeah.
the negative connotation of job. It's something that fills my time throughout the week. I get some financial compensation for going and doing that. I get to
Mm.
see people, so I get my fill of dealing with the public so that when I come home, I can go, oh, thank God, I don't have to deal with anyone if I don't want to. Or
Mm.
I can go out and go chit chat with the neighbor or whatever, but it fulfills a need for me per se. I get to go out, I get to converse with people, and I get paid
Mhm.
to go out and converse with people and maybe help them with their problems. And
Mm.
then I get to come home and deal with my own shit. And if I want to deal with people, I can. And if I don't, I don't have to. So it's
But
not really a
you,
job. It's
You
just,
have the luxury of something you like to do,
and that's what you need
correct?
to do. Yeah, that's what you need to
Well,
do.
not everybody that has to work to eat has that luxury. I've been in situations like that where there was money needed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how was I going to just magically come up with money out of absolutely fucking nowhere? Well, so I thought, well, let's go unload a couple trucks. That'll be shit. You live for a week off two trucks.
Oh yeah. I
So,
used to go and
but
help clean
yeah,
up truck wrecks. So, yeah.
okay. So, right. But I'm saying is, my peers in school, they weren't that educated in what to do in another state, with where you don't know anybody. How do you survive without stealing shit and risking your freedom? So what I'm getting at is people taught me outside of school, you can make money doing this, you can make money collecting these and selling them to this place for, I've had found lots of ways to acquire cash with other people's leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was lucrative. And here I was, 16 years old, and driving up and down Beach Boulevard, picking up stuff at the gas stations. They were throwing it out, and I'd turn it in and sell it. It wasn't enough for them to sell it, so they were just tossing it. But take my truck down in the morning,
Yeah.
and right. So, but my peers in school they didn't have the wherewithal to have a vehicle at 16, to have their own vehicle and a planned route and what they were going to pick up and what it was worth and where they were going to sell it at. And these are the things I grew up with as normal.
Yeah. Oh,
Right,
I got to
exactly.
agree with Beth
Yeah.
here. Yeah, Beth, that's right. It's an exchange of value. Yes. I had to agree with her in the chat real quick.
Yeah. What topic was it on? We bounced around a lot.
Well, I know. It was about my going in to work during the week.
Oh,
That
yeah,
has
right, right.
value for me because
That's
I
a
get to
trade. Yeah.
interact. Yeah.
Like my paintings. Yeah. Understand that. But um, creative is not the natural way. The natural, normal, average Joe thing to do is uh, what is normal. Whatever the standard of normal is. It depends. If you're in farmland, might be working agriculture, or on a farm, animals or whatever.
Mhm.
If you're in the city, it might be pumping gas. When I was a kid, young, but they pushed all these jobs out so that it got cheaper for the guy that owned the business. He made more money by putting out less in help, jobs. And automation takes jobs away, blah, 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 blah. Well, fucking take the goddamn sign for what it's worth, people. If technology and materials are available that would make it possible for all of us to not have to physically do shit we didn't like, who wouldn't work? If you were doing what you like, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But the society we live in feeds you all this bullshit about, oh, people would sit on their ass and collect welfare. Why? What the fuck? They wouldn't be put in a position to do that if we did things properly. In an honest, respectful, what's good for everybody way, instead of this derivatives market bullshit, make a bunch of money and, leave and go live somewhere else bullshit.
Yeah, if we actually cared about each other, which that is the key, and that is one thing that I mean,
Can't do it.
I knew it,
Yeah.
but I hadn't really put it into words yet until I'd watched a Mark Passio video, and
Hmm.
he'd said that to him the key ingredient to creating a better world is caring. You have to care
Yeah.
enough to do something about something,
Well,
and that is
I'm not
true.
so much about no, I'm not so much about the doing, Mary. I think just having the knowledge. At least I'm not spreading more garbage out there. I'm
But
not
you cared
contributing.
enough to find the knowledge. So that was
Uh,
actually doing
mm,
something. You found it interesting enough. You cared enough
oh,
to
yeah.
pursue
Yeah,
getting
no,
that knowledge.
the
So
yeah, the
care
people
can mean
that
all kinds of things.
Well, yeah, but the people that told me what I know approached me in a way that I welcomed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a learning classroom. You got to sit here for 8 hours and listen to this shit and then take a test. These people were, have a drink of something, coffee, whatever, cigarettes, and sit down and this is the what I know about this, and this is what happened to me.
And they
And
cared enough to share.
right, but their representation of the story
Yeah.
was exactly the opposite of the authority that I was raised with.
Yeah.
So that's also why I'm so drawn to it to this day. And I don't think that we need authority to run our lives. I think we believe it because that's what we've been taught. And the examples they use to justify the decisions that we believe we make, which we don't have fuck all to do with, uh, they're they're fueled by a lot of bullshit, like movies and music and clothes and advertising. All these things interrupt the flow of whatever makes us comfortable, and they get these social results like thieving and violence and crap because of the way they do what they do.
Because we have been sold the bill of goods that there is scarcity.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Perfect point. Exactly that. I mean, that's probably the key to the whole thing. And greed and that I want to be a billionaire crap and hero worship, all these little lures they've got in each of us. However they get us really fucking good because we're still here. We're still in it. I don't want to go live on a mountaintop alone, eating, berries and hiding from bears. So I do this.
Yeah. See? And it
Right.
works.
Well, no, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work at all. People are suffering and it's not necessary, but they
Well,
don't know.
no, but
They
what I was
believe it
saying for
is.
you, you don't want to live on a mountaintop and eat berries, so you're doing what you're
No.
doing, and that works for
Yeah.
you.
Well, yeah. I'm comfortable with my stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not comfortable with other people's representations of their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, well, of course, see, there you go. And I'm talking to a group of people here apparently that they all know it too. So there's really nothing. We're just agree. This is the agree with the basic fundamentals table or disagree with it, one or the other. There's no middle ground here.
Or as one of my brothers says, you're preaching to the choir. Well,
Yeah,
darling,
yeah, yeah.
the people that are going to come and listen are part of the choir. Or they're interested enough to think about wanting to listen to the choir.
Mm,
Something like that. There's anytime, and that was one of those things where it's like, okay, you're going to throw out the preaching to the choir stuff.
mm.
And isn't that pretty much what anybody does? You're always
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
when you start expressing your opinion, and if someone comes over and wishes to converse with you,
Mm.
aren't they part of the choir? I mean, isn't that what happens with any kind of verbal exchange or any kind of exchange basically is the
Right.
choir?
And that's why they push the duality and the authority and the news programs so you can be aware of what's going on in a place you're never going to ever fucking see in your lifetime. You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how and all that makes this stuff work is this illusion about boundaries. Because then it brings on all the other stuff, paperwork and cops and da 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 da,
In
and
other words, make
keeping
work. They
track
have,
of
yeah, created jobs that
prove you're
need
not a
to have
prove
someone doing them.
no prove you're not guilty of something to me.
Yeah.
That's what? Fuck off. You're resisting arrest. You're calling me names. You're going to jail. What? Here, I'll tell you a quick story.
Okay.
Years ago, when I was younger, in my maybe 30s, I suppose, I was married to another woman at another time. She's gone now. Anyway, so my daughter's mother, and we were sitting in the living room one night, and apparently she I was sitting in the living room. She comes home. The car got stolen. And I told her, okay, well, I'll deal with it tomorrow. It's like 30 degrees, 10 o'clock, something like that at night. So I'll deal with it in the morning. And she says, no, I'm going to call the cops. I said, oh, man, don't do that. That's the worst thing you can do. So anyway, to make a long, hardcore, terrible story even shorter, what happens is I get a knock at the door. The cop comes, the wife answers the door. The cop stands in the doorway, 30 degrees, with my doorway open. And I'm staring at him like he's got a dick growing out his forehead. And he looks right at me. And I saw my wife just drop when he says, "You got a problem, buddy?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm spending so much money a month to heat this place, and you're standing there with the fucking door open." And he looked at me for a second. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Can I come in?" And my wife's face was like, "Holy fuck, this guy's gonna beat the shit out of you and take you to jail." Because that's what she said after he left. But I mean, like, for what? For talking? Now look at the situations that you would get into for what once I did in my own, my apartment, you know. And if you did that now, what would happen?
Yeah. Oh,
But
Grimmy
she
just
reacted. Yeah. Well, anyway, so it was
Grimmy
just
just
funny.
shared this meme. When you see that
Uh-oh.
trading is done not by consent but by compulsion, when you see that in order to produce you need to obtain permission from men who produce nothing, when you see that money is flowing to those who deal not in goods but in favors, when you see that men get richer by graft and by pull than by work, and your laws don't protect you against them, but protect them against you, when you see corruption being rewarded and honesty becoming a self-sacrifice, you may know that your society is doomed. That's from Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But then again, I don't see it as doomed as much as I see the people that are supporting it the most are the most deceived by it.
Yes.
They're not even seemingly capable of understanding that what they're doing is wrong. Now, not being open to that concept in the beginning, you can't get their ear to tell them so. So it's a dead game. We're just going to wait it out and see who decides to bomb who first.
Yeah, but you know what's funny about that? And not in a ha-ha way.
No, I know. Strange. Yeah. Weird. What?
Odd, unusual. Um, is that
I don't know. What?
when you get in a smaller group of people, and they don't
Mhm.
necessarily have to be like-minded, just, a smaller group that just happens to be together, and you kind of discuss some of this stuff, most people in smaller groups um, do not make you sacrifice because of your honesty. It's when you get into a bigger group and you have the louder cow
Mhm.
dragging the herd, that's when you get into trouble. And
I got a picture of what you're explaining to me. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
it's that one,
Yeah.
and there's one in every group. We already know that is
Yeah.
so busy pointing out your inadequacies that they don't
Mm.
realize they've got three fingers pointing back at themselves, or maybe deep down they do realize they've got three fingers pointing back at themselves, and that's why they're so loud at pointing out your inadequacies, because they know they've got just as many. They just have a real issue with acknowledging that fact. I don't know. Maybe I'm being entirely too deep thinking. But yeah, I find there's a lot of times the ones that are pointing out who is that bad person over there, even myself,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
my own inadequacies, and I share them quite frequently with people.
Okay.
'Cause it's like, yeah, okay, I can't do that shit.
Okay, then let me get your side of this comment.
Okay.
All right. With the honesty thing, if if that was the way that you did business in every respect of your life, how could you ever be disappointed if you were totally honest about all your business dealings?
See, and that therein is the rub, because I can be totally honest with my business dealings, but the
Uh,
way others treat me,
yeah, yeah,
it's not just up to me. That's the problem. You know,
Okay,
my
going back.
actions and reactions are up to me, but
That's because everybody is taught to look at the other guy and point and yell thief
yes,
before the other guy does anything. It's an accepted part of our societies. That's what
yeah,
the idiots with the badges and the guns prove to me, is that the other guy is afraid and thinks I'm going to do something to him. So they got these fucking cops to make sure that, what? Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, they have these hired thugs to make sure that I don't do something, but those hired thugs are hired to do what I'm not there keeping me from doing.
Well, as long as we're encouraged to live in cities as big as we are, then this is what they're going to do. So this is
Yeah.
all from overcrowding. I mean, the results of that of society are just overcrowding. They knew it. Going back to what your planned shortages. I
Yeah.
forget how you put it.
Um oh
You
shit.
said it better. Yeah.
It's
Oh, now you
gone now.
forgot. You should have wrote it down.
I know.
Hell. Who
Scarcity. Yeah.
minutes? Get the
Scarcity.
minutes.
The belief in scarcity. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they've got this whole planet conned into believing there's not enough resources to supply everybody equally. And that's then how come George fucking Soros has $80 billion if there's not enough for everybody? You're not making a very good argument to me.
Because everybody seems to think that they have to have $80 billion as well. And no, you don't have to have $80 billion as well. You just need enough to take care of.
See, and there, but it takes you to one spot and it takes me to another. Just the thought of this guy is responsible for lots of people not having things, and he's responsible for a few people that do have more things because of him. What? That's the best we can do as human beings.
And it's
That's all there.
sad because human beings, and
Yeah,
my brother David put it to me the best. He said, human beings don't like to have to make a decision. And therefore,
yeah,
they make the decision to give that decision making power to someone else. So,
yeah.
since they don't like making decisions, it's so much easier to make this one little decision to acquiesce all power to someone else. And then they can just sit back and say, I didn't make that decision. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yes, you did initially when you
Yeah,
acquiesced.
yeah.
You made that decision by saying, I don't want to make any decisions. Here, you do it. That was your decision right there.
Well, it's like your implied consent in a legal system.
Yes.
Well, if you're not in that system, then that does not apply to you. But if you are participating in it, wow. When you read the fine print in the language it was written in, where you understand what it really means, not what you think it means, it's so disappointing. I think is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's like these people are willingly doing this to everybody, and they know it, and they're making a living off doing it. Huh?
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't know. I
the
can't.
ones that are actually doing it. The other ones, the ones that are sitting back and just blindly going, well, they're the cops or it's the government or whatever. They
Yeah.
aren't thinking enough that it's willful ignorance time there because they have the ability to see what's going on. They just choose not to. They like staying in that box. It's like,
Mm.
and this is the mental image that just popped into my head. You know, you go and you go shopping and you buy this cat toy for your cats so they quit scratching the furniture, quit scratching the door jambs, whatever. And you bring it home in this box. and you take the toy out of that box and you put it all together and you set it in the living room and you sit down in your chair and you cross your arms and you go, I did good. That's a pretty cool cat toy, and the cats are over playing in the box.
Yep.
So many people do not realize that what's really cool, what was really pretty nifty, is already out of the box. Come on out of the box. But then again, some of us are quite easily entertained with the package that it came in. So, there's all kinds of ways of looking at that. I mean, my children and grandchildren had a good time playing in boxes. So,
There's a nut for every bolt.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. But what people
That's
don't
what they say.
realize is sometimes you can have different shaped nuts fit on your bolt and it would still work.
Wow. Wow.
I know.
Meanwhile, back at the farm.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So the good news is that Hillary Clinton is going to be the next president of the United States. How do you feel about that, Miss Mary?
I really try not to think about that.
I want you to think about it. I'm predicting it. I'm being Lou Strodamus sees the future. And in your future, I see Clinton POTUS. POTUS Clinton. That's it. Wow. You don't seem to like that idea too much, but look at the other option.
Well, I'm looking at the other option, and I'm thinking somebody had shared something earlier today that I saw. It was a picture of a bunch of aliens looking down at you, and the question posed underneath it was, what would your first words be if you woke up and saw this? And so I responded to that, please don't ask me to take you to my leader, because that would truly be embarrassing, number one. And trying to explain it, well, the best explanation I could do is take you to Walmart for a day, and that might get you close. So, yeah.
So are you dodging my political question?
No, I'm basically stating that seriously, this is the best we could come up with for the options that we're supposed to be able to be selecting from.
Hey, well, just look at the bright side. With Trump, you go to war with Mexico, and with Clinton, you go to war with Iran. So when you look at the bright side of that, but when you look at the bright side of that, it's a whole lot less trouble to go with Trump because, hey, you don't know what those crazy damn towelheads are going to do, but you know what the Mexicans are going to do.
Well, it's a lot easier to go with Trump, too, because, hey, I can walk there.
Can you imagine? President Trump. Good God. I'm sorry. Either way, Clinton, it doesn't even matter. I mean, Monsanto's going to be going, we got the Zika thing figured out. Print it.
Good old Monsanto. Yeah.
My favorite. I want to buy stock in Monsanto. And no. They're probably going to take a little beating for a few minutes. I don't even understand. How do you guys believe this system? It's just a joke. Monsanto. It's these do-goody fucking people that do things, on the track of I'm promoting this for the good of mankind. Well, there's an evil genius on the side going, hey, I wonder what's going to happen if I put that guy's work together with this guy's work. Yeah, there you go. There's your problem. Not science or results or nothing. It's the unethical cunts behind all the big shit that goes on and how willing they are to destroy all of us to whatever. It's just a big joke to me.
It's a if I can't have it, nobody can have it kind of mentality.
I mean, I'm reading this stuff about they're going to put a GMO injected fucking mosquito to work in the fields of Florida. And what the sci-fi now?
I know, and they're telling pregnant women to stay away from the beach. And it's like, okay, wait the fuck. That's what you're supposed to be protecting against. That was the story you were trying to feed people. Wait a fucking minute. In other words, we're going to do this shit whether you like it or not, and we're going to kill off some people whether you like it or not, and, well, we're just going to do it. Why? Because we can. And that's the problem with the world right now, is there's entirely too many people out there, myself included. I have done a few things in my life that just because I can.
Oh yeah, right, right. No, I know. Whatever your environment is your peer level. That's what you're going to do. It's not a good or a bad thing. I'm just identifying it. I'm just giving it a name.
Yep.
And I just still will always fall back on if if we weren't deceiving each other in the first place, the results couldn't wouldn't get here.
Yeah.
We would never have gotten here based on a true. So, wow, and you can't repair this damage. This damage goes on for everybody for hundreds and thousands and millions of years and all that shit. So, how does my being a good guy today change anything? Well, because I'm not contributing to the beast.
Well, but it
Whatever
does
the
change
beast
things.
is.
It does change things,
Yeah.
but that's where people need to stop and look and realize that it's on the macrocosm. The macrocosm,
What? Oh.
or no, the microcosm. The microcosm is what affects change in the macrocosm.
Oh.
You know, it's
Oh.
it's the details. You know, like the whole devil is in the details kind of thing. When you change one detail, then eventually that ripples out.
Well,
My
that's what
thought
they say.
process. But I got to read this. Grimdork put this over in the chat, and we're running low on time.
He's quoting the Beatles.
Have you seen the little piggies crawling in the dirt?
George.
Uh-huh. And for all the little piggies, life is getting worse, always having dirt to play around in. Have you seen the bigger piggies in their starched white shirts? You will find the bigger piggies stirring up the dirt, always having clean shirts to play around in. And you know, the thing that reminded me of is there was a little story I saw not too long, oh, well, actually a couple years ago, I think when I first saw it, where a bunch of kids in a school setting were looking at like flash pictures of kids in Africa. And they were all talking about how, oh, those poor kids in Africa, look at them. They're running around in their little loincloths or their little sarongs or whatever it is they're wearing. They don't have shoes on their feet. They outside all of the time. You know, they don't have a school room that they can go to. They don't have this. They don't have that. And all of these kids in this classroom setting here in Western civilization are feeling bad for all of these little African kids. Meanwhile, over in Africa, all of these little African kids are sitting there talking with a teacher, and they're outside in the fresh air and the sunshine, and the teacher is explaining to them how, you know, children in Western civilization, they have to wear clothes, they have to have shoes on, they have to go into a building, and they have to stay inside that building all day long to learn things. And all the little African kids are going, oh man, I feel so bad for those poor kids over there in the Western world. And it really is very true. You know, we look at other, and that was one thing that Hansel Dork had done a couple months back. There had been something, and I've been trying to find that video again so I could save it because I didn't. It was of some Aboriginal people in South America that were seeing technology for the first time. And Circles, I think, had even commented on it about, you know, they had listened to an opera singer, and they said even though they didn't understand what she was singing, her music still touched them. And how they felt bad for us because we had all of this technology that we had to have in order to do things, whereas they didn't need that technology. You know, they were happy where they were at, where they didn't have technology. And Hansel looked down on them and said, oh, well, they're just savages. And it's like,
Wow.
you
Of course he would.
may
yeah.
see them as savages, but they look at us with pity. Because we have to have technology in order to do the life that we've become accustomed to. And really, who is the one that needs more pity? In a situation like that, who really should be pitied more? I'm thinking us. Because I'm thinking those of us that rely on technology in order to carry on a daily basis are
Mm.
going to be so screwed when we don't have technology, as opposed to people that live by nature. And yeah, nature may throw them
Oh,
a
yeah.
curveball,
Mm.
but they have a workaround, because through years of dealing with nature and living in and with nature, they know how to do
Mm.
workarounds. They know how to, even when you have something catastrophic happen, they still know how to carry on. That's not true with the Western world. There's an awful lot of people that just flat out don't know how to carry on. So,
You
yeah,
can thank civilization for that.
yeah, but civilization is another thing. They have a civilization, it's just different from ours.
You
I
know,
happen to think that their civilization is probably way better than ours.
no, ours is just
Different.
lied. No, no, no. It's the same fucking thing. Just it's explained to us under the guise of good when it's not whatever good is supposed to be. It's bad for you. We're not
Yeah,
told the truth. Those people that live in the jungle, they don't need to know. Their life isn't against them from the gate like it is on the civilized countries,
yeah,
where you're forced to go to school and you're forced to obey and you're enforced if you don't. Good fucking grief already. I mean, it's just you can't travel without these people up your ass because somebody may be a terrorist. Are you fucking kidding me? And
yeah,
the ones that look like they are terrorists are the ones that by law they can't bother. So it's nothing more than inconveniencing that poor fucking white idiot that won't stand up and say, hey, fuck you. Because they know they'll go along with it
yeah,
for their own good. And
yeah.
yeah, I blame Whitey, motherfuckers. It's all Whitey's fault, man. He fucked it all up for the rest of us, huh?
Uh,
Because just in case you didn't know, all rich people are not white.
no, they're not. Isn't that just funny?
But yeah, isn't it wonderful how they pit us against each other when there's equal amounts of dark and white meat sitting at the big kids' table? Dropping crumbs for the, millionaires to pick up off the floor.
Yeah, who eventually let one crumb fall for the rest of us to, yeah.
Yeah, right. See, it's that trickle down economy thing Reagan was talking about.
Yeah.
Because in 50 or 60 years, those people in Africa are going to be able to find some fucking water. But there won't be anybody left to drink it. But hey, we got a plan.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. I mean, how conned? We're so fuck. Hey, everybody's the enemy, and oh, they're going to take yours. And if they don't scare you about that, they're going to threaten you with, we're going to take your guns. We're so pissed off at you, we're going to put Donald Trump in the White House. That'll teach you fucking people.
Yeah, if that don't teach you nothing. Well, no, shitlery. That'll teach you. And I thought
Wow.
Dangleberry was scraping the bottom of the barrel, but obviously
Good
not.
God. When Nixon was 10,000 times worse than Obama would ever dream of being.
Yeah, Nixon was a dickweed
Nixon
too.
makes, yeah, no. Nixon, oh, good God. Nixon, you should do a little reading. Nixon had no soul at all.
Oh no, he didn't. He
He,
didn't.
Obama at least can play nice, nice. Richard Nixon was an uncomfortable fucking freak when he was the president. He looked like a slobbering, sweaty, nasty car salesman.
He looked like someone that hadn't taken a shit in at least 10 days and was
Well,
really needing to.
okay, but his demeanor was nasty. He was
Yeah.
not somebody I would have ever wanted to know. At least Obama was, friendly-ish, and he had that stuttery thing when he spoke without his box. But
Ugh.
he likes to drone people. Okay, well, he's just doing what he's told. How
Yeah.
do you fucking know he wanted to do any of it? I don't know. I don't want to judge the guy. I want to judge the job. And fuck, what a joke, man. We're so fucked. We're so fucked. The light from fucked is never going to hit us.
Wow.
I have spoken. You all heard it. It's all over. Might as well just get that meteor in here and Finish it off.
Meteor 2016. You know, that's the
Hey,
funny thing. Mother Nature will survive, or the universe will survive, whether we do or not. The
and just
universe
like
will keep
every
going.
fucking election, people will be in our arms for a week and then it'll be over. And nothing will change. It'll only get worse. What does it take to see that?
Well, you know, that's the reason why it gets worse is because there's so many people out there going, "Oh, it can't get any worse." Don't challenge worse because worse is listening and
Wow.
worse will go, "Oh, really? You think so? Guess what? Look what I got in my bag of tricks for you now." Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Color me optimistic, but nah.
Oh, well, guess what? We are out of time, Flasher-Rooney.
Go figure.
I know. We just prattled
See
on.
ya. I know. What the fuck?
I know.
You got anything? You got anything more important in your life to do than try to explain to other people why you don't need a driver's license?
Let me,
Be
can I
the-
get back
be
with
the
you on
life
that?
of the party.
I didn't know there was going to be a test at the end, damn it, and I didn't study.
Be the life of the party and let everybody know that their birth certificates are traded on the stock exchange.
Wow. You know, we were talking before the show about the guy in the sheet and the placard saying the end is nigh. You go stand on a
Yes.
street corner and see how many people walk across the street to get away from you when you're spouting that. Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, well, it's a beautiful story, but the end's not. That's not the end that's coming. It's just the misery of the present, you monkey. Get
Yep.
off the fucking wagon. Quit playing their game, and it will change. But how do you get out of it? There's the problem. I don't know
I
how
don't
to
know.
do that.
I don't know how to get everybody out of it. I just know how to gradually get myself pulled out of it. And that's what I'm doing.
Well,
In
the
any
ones
case,
that
you know
the
what?
ones that do want it will get it.
Yeah. Well, y'all have been listening to Flasher-Rooney Dork and Grammy Dork here at the Dork Table. Thank you, everyone, for playing along in the RLM
Yeah.
chat room. We truly do appreciate you hanging out with us.
You guys were too fun.
Be sure to check back later. Kira with the bridge will be on later today, and then Bo Diddy will be on this evening with some absolutely awesome bodacious tunage. Tomorrow is Grimmy with the blues leading into Hal Anthony, where he's going to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass behind the woodshed. So